Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings, with me, Gretta Chamberlain, and the Realm of Beings. Shifting Impressions, which is one of the vehicles that supports the transmission of the Realm of Beings, is here to assist you in delving into your being by providing numerous topics and discussions for you to intake as you deepen your connection with your inner world. Shifting Impressions is here to assist you in strengthening yourself as you excavate to understand your true nature. Join us today and learn to shift your mindset, shift your thoughts, and shift your focus to recreate your life and produce a new you. Shifting Impressions starts now.
Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. I'm Carol, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Dr. Gretta, Kathleen, and of course, the Realm of Beings. We hope everyone had a great New Year's and that this coming 2025 year will be the best for you. You're going to create and shift the realities to be what you want. And if you would like to come see our next expo, it will be in California, Hilton Hotel, LAX Airport, from February 7th to February 9th. You can get your tickets online at www.consciouslifeexpo.com. Gretta will be giving free psychic readings. There'll be lectures, and they're going to broadcast live with special guest star Alan Steinfeld. So get your tickets early. Of course, you can always experience Shifting Impression and the latest news, including upcoming expos, on our website, therealmofbeings.com, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Transformation Network, and any other of your favorite streaming platforms. We at Shifting Impressions are very happy to be here on Transformation Network every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. Listeners and viewers, if you're new to this podcast, thank you for joining us and being part of this experience. These conversations will help you to look at your life, your creation of reality, to see what you're creating, how it shows up, and how to help you gain perspective so you can learn how to shift what you're creating in order to create the reality you want. So welcome everyone to our new listeners and viewers to this podcast. Each week, Gretta shares with us a quote given to her from the Realm of Beings, which first we discuss with each other, and later on in the show, the realm will make an appearance and expound further on the quote they provided. This week, we're celebrating renewal, new year, everybody makes their resolutions. Relish in your newness, regenerate your spirit, reknow your greatness. So what came to me when I read this was, first off, we all make our New Year's resolutions, which most of us break like after the first week. But this year I said I'm not breaking them. I'm going to stick to them. And the whole remembrance thing is what stuck out in my vision, that we chose these realities to experience the human reality in this universe, on this planet, and we forgot all about what we were supposed to learn. And what we're doing in this, what we call a lifetime, is to try to remember that we are the force, that we are energy, we are love. We need to love ourselves unconditionally. We need to know that we're divine. And this is a great time to remember all that stuff and try to keep remembering, because that's what we're here to do. Remember the lessons, learn them, and let's move on. So with that, who would like to go first, ladies?
Regenerate your spirit. Because some of us in the last year might have gone through a lot of challenging situations. And that we then are bringing, some of us are bringing some of those challenges that we've had with others, maybe with family members, with friends, with job situations, and we're translating that right on into this year. So that regenerate in your spirit, it's saying, let's let go of that. Don't hang on to that. Because when you hang on to something that is challenging, what you're doing is giving more impetus, giving more energy to the challenge. And that you can reach a point with some people can reach a point where it's just too mind-boggling,
And
or
crippling.
spirit-wise, they don't want to even deal with it. So what do they do? What's the mental equivalency of avoidance? It's going into depression. So we're highly in this podcast today is to really talk about, hey, don't go down there in that valley of condition. Don't go down there in that rabbit hole with Alice. Lift yourselves up. This is a new day. This is a new beginning. And you can always change. You don't have to sit down in something you do not want. I know, Kathy, you were going to say something, so I was going to.
You know what? Happy New Year. You know, I think this is very important. Like the whole month, Carol is called renewal. That's what the realm gave Greta. That's what they gave all renewal. And I'm thinking about what is happening. How do we regenerate ourselves, and how do we keep it rolling and roll into the new year with high vibrational thoughts, unconditional love of self and others, with some other things rolling in this year as well, like this number, the president being sworn in again, and like how do we stay in that in our own box and keep the other stuff out of our box? How do we fill our box with just us? What's helpful for us? Because worrying about what is going to happen, I mean, is it going to help us or is it going to hurt us? Dragging those old relationships and putting them into the box, if they're not bringing you joy, are they helping us or are they hurting us? I just think a lot of times we just don't really know how to recognize when we're doing it, stop what we don't want to do, and just ignore what's happening outside of our own box. And yet we are still impacted by so-called big picture happening in this country and across the planet, and
Well, we live in the world, so we're not alone.
right. So we're not alone. So how do we handle, like, the Antarctica is set to melt by 2027? The Arctic air blast coming in. Is it going to? I mean, the snow. It's like, how do you stay joyful and renew yourself and stay in
You have
or energy?
I think you have to just have a determination, because you can get so involved in whatever is happening, that it's very challenging. So I know for me, I decided, I love the Christmas season. I love other seasons as well and other religious venues, and but I like Christmas. So when all the election hoopla was over, my focus was on Christmas, because I decided that I wanted to experience joy in my life, and I didn't want to focus on something that was going to be challenging. And I'm saying that for all people. It doesn't matter who you wanted for president, who you didn't want. It's irrelevant at this point. But what's relevant is, how do we face this new year?
Mm-hmm.
How do we face it? Are we going to face it that we're thinking this is a horrible year? Because if you are, guess what? You're creating it to be horrible. So this is the year to watch what we think, watch what we say, because we're creating that stuff at that, it's creation of reality occurs at a drop of a hat. That's why it's important to look at what you're thinking. People talk to me, well, it was hard. Well, my God, look what you've done. You've created it to be hard. And
Mhm.
anything else that's coming up, you're creating it to even be harder. So that first line in that quote that the realm gave us, relish in your newness. So leave the crap behind you. Don't take it with you.
Don't take it with you. It's not worth it.
It isn't. It's not. And the anger, if you had anger, if you went into this new year with anger, lose it. Because the suggestion is highly lose that. Because what does it do? It never reaches. My mother used to tell me this when I was a little girl. And she said, Greta, it doesn't behoove you to be angry with somebody because the anger that you have never reaches the other person.
Mm.
It sure doesn't, Greta. No, it
She
doesn't.
told me that when I was a child, and here we come with the realm speaking the same thing, basically. Leave the anger behind because the only person that anger hurts is you.
Is you.
That's because it stays in you, it resonates in you, every cell in your body. Like people say there are certain beliefs or knowledges that anger is supported by the liver, it's held by the liver, but people don't really realize it's held by every cell in your body. It's not just the liver, it's everywhere. You hate somebody, you think somebody did you wrong, you holding on to that. And that is
Yep.
going into you. It is not extending itself out to anybody else. So, in other words, it's a waste of time.
And everyone else is going to support you in that too. You have to remember it's going to
Absolutely.
worsen for you because you're attracting the support to stay angry or to stay in depression. So
Right.
you have to really renew yourself, regenerate your spirit, and renew your greatness. I like that line, renew your greatness. Because
Right. And
sometimes I
yeah,
think we forget we're great.
we
I know
do.
I
Well, you're great, Carol. But
thank you, Kathy. So are you.
don't mention it. Well, no. What I say? Don't mention. No. Yeah, yes, mention it. Mention it. So, but I mean, it's like I've gotten a lot better or stronger at tuning out or just hearing what some of the people are saying around me and on the networks, and I'm just okay. Thank you for sharing. I feel I guess because when I listen to that, I guess one of the other suggestions the realm may make, or you ladies may agree with me, is when I hear something, they want to keep you in that they want to keep you, ooh, this guy's coming in, and it's like not that I'm worried about them. I'm just only focusing on myself, but I'm getting much stronger and better at just saying, you know what, I'm going to practice loving me today and just letting that go. And if everyone else did the same exact thing, that might be the part that frustrates me, Carol. If we
I
all
know
just say,
exactly.
you know what, let's form our own cult of high vibrational thinkers, where nothing that they do is ever going to impact anyone else on this planet. That little bubble of people, they sit there in their own stew. Our Arctic ice isn't melting. Our Earth isn't tilting. In other words, we're okay. We're fine. And it's what did I say? It's lonely at the top.
Only
But
if you created to be so.
I did.
That's true. That's
Only if
true.
you created to be
But
so.
I enjoyed the Christmas. I enjoyed Christmas this year. Um, I had a great time. And because I didn't focus on that, I heard it. I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm learning to hear it and go, I heard it. Thank you for sharing, and moving on, moving back to what's bringing me joy. And, just enjoying being healthy and being happy.
Yeah, and you've been really working on your health a lot, Kathy. I want to give you some kudos on that, not to just put you out there to the audience, but you are really, really working on that, and your weight is coming down and everything. You're swimming practically every week, and so, kudos, yeah.
Carol's doing her
Kudos.
exercises.
Yep, 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 yep. I don't know what I'm doing, but
You're working. I know one thing. You're
You're
working, boy.
teaching.
You're working. But it started with, like, it's funny. Like, I think I was sharing with you. I don't even see myself as being heavy anymore. In other words, I'm not focusing on that.
right.
I'm focusing on, because I listen to what the realm says, and that's the other thing that that's another suggestion. You know, I'm following what the realm is saying, and I'm really focusing on following their teachings and their suggestions. And when I realize I'm having this success focusing on loving myself unconditionally more, and understanding that I'm creating things and saying, you know what, you created that, laugh that you did that. And you don't have to keep it. And once you realize that you have the ability to do that, it's changing the way I'm even seeing myself. And when I looked in the mirror, I said, "Oh, that's you." I said, "You know what? We're not doing that." And I said, "You are." I looked right back in that mirror. I left that closet, and I said, "I am a beautiful woman. I am a beautiful woman, just like I am." And I said, "I'm not changing my clothes because I thought it made me look a little heavier than I thought. I'm wearing this, and I'm going out the door looking good." And, the more I practice that, the more of a reality it is becoming for me. And I also realize that other people aren't noticing me as much as I'm noticing all of my own imperfections. But then I realized I don't have any imperfections. Carol, you don't have any imperfections.
No,
Greta,
we
you
are
don't.
divine beings. We are
No
the
one does. No one does. And I'm creating my body every minute. And my house has decided, because I had the water leak. My house said, "Oh, you're getting your new pipes? Okay, well, I'm going to get new pipes too." And my house is, we're getting different mirrors. We're going to, okay, well, let's get, my house has decided, because it's a living thing, like we talked about last week, that uh, it's supporting me and me changing me. And I'm going to support my house in the changes that she wants to create. And I said she, because I see her as my homie. It's my home. It's my homie. And
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what happens, and people tell me this all the time, when they start coming to us and we suggest that they say, the realm will tell them, we want you to do this 7-line affirmation, which is, we love ourselves unconditionally. We forgive unconditionally. We love ourselves unconditionally. We feel ourselves loving ourselves unconditionally. We forgive ourselves unconditionally. We thank you. We thank you. People start doing that later, about 2 weeks later. I think my friends are dropping off. I said, "Oh, really?" Yeah, I'm not as close to certain people that I used to be. And so they want me to explain what's happening. And I said, "Well, those people can no longer uh, support you in where you are. Because when we're hooked up to somebody, we're there's a hookup on purpose now. It's not just arbitrary."
it's a lesson.
Yep. When we hook up with somebody, you're right, Kathy, it's a definite doggone lesson. And then the other thing is that frequencies. What frequency am I vibing at? who am I going to connect with me? Because you're going to be connecting by frequencies, of what type of people are you generating to come around you? And when you start loving yourself, you're going to find people that don't love themselves or really want to sit around and talk to you about all the negative things and experiences that they're having in their lives. You're going to see that they just kind of drop off, So that's a regeneration right there.
And it's okay.
Yeah, that's important, Kathy. That what you just said, that it's okay. Right, because we're regenerating. Look, every 7 years we get a whole set of new cells. I don't know which ones, but there's some of them they decide, okay, we're going out, new ones coming in, So it's the whole thing, our whole being is based in regeneration. And I think that's what the realm was trying to get across to us today, is that we're renewing our bodies, we're renewing our spirit all the time.
And renewing our greatness. And it doesn't matter what we create to experience. We just have to remember that we are great.
Absolutely.
And we create something, didn't like it. Okay, so we're experiencing it's temporary. It's temporary. But we don't have to go down the pity party, because I've learned to stop doing that. More and more and more. When I feel myself going there, I'm able to recognize it, and I'm able to stop it. And I do the affirmation that you're saying, that you shared with the audience. But I also do my own, the other ones the realm gave us, because I write them all down. I'm experiencing joy in my life and all realities in which I create. So, I mean, that's important too. And even the ones that didn't turn out the way that are a little low vibrational, it's like, I can't say, oh, gee, how did I, whoa, 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 gee. You just say, okay, when you trip, you get up. What does that song say? We fall down, but we get up.
Yeah. We get up again. Yep.
We get up again. And because that's part of the human spirit. And it's okay if we stumble. You might get knocked from side to side, but you steadily move forward. Just keep moving. Well, we don't really speak direct. Sometimes I don't know how to even phrase that. I just know that you just keep moving. Just keep getting up and looking inward. I say looking inward and improving, and understanding your own beingness and your own creation of reality, your own creation of reality. And I'm becoming stronger at understanding what I'm creating, and I can talk it out and say, do I want to create this? Ooh, am I staying in unconditional love of self? Am I loving myself more?
Some people have said to me, when I say it's important to love yourself, they say to me, well, I think that that's being selfish, to say that I love myself. I said, no, that is not being selfish. That is honoring who you are. If you don't love yourself, how do you expect somebody else to turn around and love you? I want to know how that works.
It doesn't.
Right.
It definitely doesn't.
And you're going to find your experiences are going to be challenging you more and more because you're not loving yourself. People support you where you are at. And I want to say this as well, because it's in Reknow Your Greatness. Inside that Reknow Your Greatness, also, and I'm sure the realm is going to say something about it when they come on, but it's like nobody can do anything to you. Nobody. And I know that if you're new to this podcast, you're wondering what the heck is Gretta talking about? That nobody can hurt you. Nobody can do anything to you because you are creating your own personal reality at every moment. It's you. If somebody called you a name or said something to you that you didn't like, then the thing becomes, let's look and see why I created for that person to say that to me. That's where you want to go back. You want to go into self-reflection,
Right.
looking back at yourself. Why
Right.
did I do this? Why did I create this? Why did that person say that to me? What did I do? What was I thinking? What was I feeling that I created for that person to say that to me that I felt was hurtful?
And why are you drawn to certain things on YouTube? Speaking of myself, I mean, I listen to people saying, they're putting it out there. Oh, they want us to go back on the plantation. Really? That's your opinion. Okay. I can tell you right now, I don't see that ever happening. So don't put that out there because you create what you speak. Being deported,
Absolutely.
the same thing. You're only going to get deported if you are worried and afraid of being deported. So when they're interviewing people that said, oh, I'm a good family, they're not deporting my family, guess what? That family's not going. They're staying right where they are. They're going to create to be right there.
Absolutely.
Actually, you and I watch very different things on YouTube.
I watch other things. I watch Judge Judy.
We're going to take a brief
Oh,
pause.
it's time already?
Oh, yeah, it's time for the realm.
Before we leave, Carol, I want to
Yes.
say to the audience that not only are we going to be in Los Angeles on February 7th, 8th, and 9th, but we're coming back to New York. So those of
That's
you
right.
who are in New York, please come out. New Life Expo is going to be March 1st and 2nd. So it was such a successful venture that Mark Becker decided, hey, let's do it again. So he called me, he said, Greta, and I said, oh, I was excited about it, So we're going back to New York. We have quite a few people who live in New York that support us, and we want to thank you for that and can't wait to see you. And then we're coming into New Jersey.
Edison, New Jersey.
Edison, New Jersey, and I'm going to be at about 3 different places speaking before the Heart of Oneness Expo in New Jersey. So we're going to give you some more information about that, but we want you to come out and support us and support Transformation Talk Radio. Please subscribe to it. We want you to subscribe to this station, this network, because it's been supporting us. This is our 4th year now, and they've been great supporting us. So I want to give kudos
And supporting
to them.
you, audience.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's got a lot of great people that have podcasts on it, not just ours, but quite a few. So check us all out. Check us all out.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
really
Carol.
good. All right. I'm going to also remind everyone to subscribe and like Shifting Impressions on Instagram and on Facebook, please. Thank you. And when we return, we will speak with the realm and they can expound on the quote they gave us. Listeners, viewers, please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us. We are at that point in our podcast where the realm of beings will come in and speak to us about the quote that they provided this week. Realm, Happy New Year and welcome.
Yes, it's a new one.
It is new, and so is your quote about newness. The quote you gave was relish in your newness, regenerate your spirit, reknow your greatness. So would you like to expound on that, please?
What is the first sentence again?
Relish in your newness.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's got two great words in it. Relish. And what's the other one? Newness.
Mm-hmm.
Relish newness. In other words, don't be afraid of doing something new. Don't be afraid of that. Relish in that you have the opportunity at every moment to create something new, to be in your newness of it. You don't have to carry anything that's debilitating, that you judge to be debilitating. Notice that I said judge to be debilitating. You see, because we can say relish in the newness because everything works for your good. There's nothing bad, really. You have to judge something to be bad, and it's going to be based on where you are at internally. How do you perceive that something is bad and something is good? How do you do that? You see, everyone has learned a certain way of being by way of your parents that you chose. Some of you have chosen parents that you wonder, how did you do that? You see, and then there are others who are going, ooh, I love my mom and my dad. They are so wonderful, you see. But those are lessons as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lesson in maintaining joy, you see. So it's newness, 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 every moment. If I say boo, that's new. You see, if I snap my fingers, that's new. There's newness all around you.
Because
So
we're constantly
relish
creating.
in it.
Yeah, because we're constantly
Yes,
creating.
Kathleen, were you getting ready to say something?
Yes, Realm. I was going to say everything is always new because we're always constantly creating. Even what I'm doing right now, I'm creating new.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But some of us don't view it like that. You know, we view the downtrodden. We don't see that every moment, every breath that your physical body takes, the breathing, the breath is newness. You relish in your breath. You love your breath.
I sure do. Without it, I can't live.
Absolutely. And the cells relish it. And so oxygen is really a Hollywood star.
Oh.
Yes. How about that? It gets the Academy Award.
I'm dressed in stars, Realm.
What did you say, Kathy? Say that again for
My
us.
sweater is very sparkly. It looks like stars, which is why I put it on because it's the new year.
Oh, wonderful. What? Oh, yes, I noticed that you were sparkling today. That is really good. Good for you. Good for you to sparkle.
I read the quote that Carol posted.
Yes. So relish and newness. And then, Carol, read the second quote for us again so everybody can hear it. I mean,
Second
not the
line
second
is
quote, but second line, yes.
regenerate your spirit, And actually, Realm, Greta thought you might want to expand on the last sentence, which is re-know your greatness.
Oh,
That one I really felt resonated when I
you
read.
know, that is one of recognizing who you truly are
Wow.
and recognizing the abilities that you have. Everybody has abilities. No one is higher than another, you see. When we look at it, to be higher means you have to accept that some people are greater than others. And this is such a misnomer. With humans, we're constantly, when we're talking to humans, we say, everybody is the same, y'all. Everybody. Nobody's better than somebody else.
True.
But it's the illusion you think you're better. You think that because you live in a two-bedroom house, you're better than somebody who's living on the street in a tent. And you tag them to be homeless. They're not homeless, if you really think about it. It's just that their place that they live in is different from your two-bedroom house or two-bedroom condo. But that tent that they live in is very precious to them. Each person, that's their home. So really, technically, nobody's really homeless, really. And then the thing is that somebody who has chosen to live in a tent has chosen and created that reality and used the same energy to, like you, who would create a three-bedroom, or like you who would create a castle to live in, you see. So it's like, what's going to make your motor rock? You know, what is it? What gets you going? Maybe it gets you going to be in that tent, in the elements, enjoying nature, being free. You think you're free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm free. So you don't know how somebody feels about what they have created. But sometimes we judge because the person has not created the same thing that we created. So we don't want to judge in that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you start judging people, it really takes you down the road of low vibration. I've got to judge you. You're a terrible person. You're awful. You're this. You're that. You see. So, but then to judge, get this. In order to judge the person, you got to get down there with them. So the very person you're judging, you're communing with them,
Mm-hmm.
you see. Because to see it, you got to be it first.
That's true.
So eliminate that for this year. Eliminate that. See how great you are and see how great each person is. Now, that might be challenging, because there are going to be some personalities. Notice what we're saying, personalities. There are going to be some personalities that you're just going to go, no, no way.
You got that right, Realm.
We know that.
I
We
know you know.
understand that. But you know what? Don't be so emotionally involved with that person.
That's what I was saying, trying to explain earlier. I'm not getting emotionally involved in that what I see on the news and stuff anymore. Oh, okay, it happened. I move on.
Absolutely, Kathy. Absolutely. And we want other people to start moving on. Don't get stuck in that. Sure, there are laws that are made, there are changes coming. But you have this old adage in English, I don't know if it comes out of the Bible or where it comes from, but it says, be in the world, but not of it. You see, you don't have to be in it. And you want to see the polar caps. Can you imagine, since we create our own reality, if everybody believed that the solar caps were getting stronger? Can you imagine what that would be like? Even the polar bears would be happy,
Mm.
you see. But instead we go, oh, the polar caps are fading or melting.
And they're
Oh my
supporting us.
God,
They're
what's going to
supporting us.
happen
Yep.
to us?
Yep.
You see.
So
And
this,
Mother Earth is, she's going to really, uh, she's doing her thing.
She
And
always
those of you who
survives.
would prefer for her to be male, that's okay too. She'll answer to you because she's all, you see.
And throughout her life, she's always prevailed. I mean, look at how many extinction events there were. And the truth is, I think humans will reach the time when they're extinct too, but Mother Earth will still be generating life because
And
that's who
guess
she
what,
is.
Carol? It's impossible to be extinct.
yeah, I was just going to say, how can we be extinct?
You know, that means there's an ending. And there's never an ending. There's
That's true.
it's always uh, continuity.
Because
There's
the
always,
dinosaurs are still walking. The dinosaurs are still, in fact, I think I see one. Oh, I don't even want to play around. Dinosaurs are still walking.
hey there, Kathy.
I caught it, Realm. I caught it because the last thing I want is oh no. But they're still walking around. Nothing ever ends. It's just that they are. I think Carol.
They're
I
in a
know
different reality
Mary. That's the word.
we
Thank
can't
you.
perceive. Yeah,
Right. Thank
that's
you.
true.
You're good at you're the explainer in chief. Thank you.
I struggle with wording to myself at
No, you
times.
don't. No, you don't.
The
Let's
thing
not
is that
struggle.
we've
Let's not
learned
struggle.
we've learned so much with creation of reality that words that we do use and that most people use really are not applicable anymore. So we do have to catch ourselves because we have to
Absolutely.
remember that nobody is better than anyone else. And I think everyone has greatness, just the fact that everyone is creating reality at all times. That is amazing
It's
when you think about
amazing. Whether you
it. It's
like what they create or not, it's still
it's not up to us to judge
amazing
what
that
they
yeah,
create. They're creating for themselves. And the fact that everyone is creating at the same time, all the time, is in of itself the best astonishment we could ever hope for. I'm amazed by it. And I
Absolutely.
wish
Absolutely.
we
I am
could
so
get this
happy.
to everyone and
Yes.
explain why creation of reality is so important and the tenets that the realms and Greta are teaching us. It takes away blaming people. It takes away judging people. It's so much of what we were taught as low vibrational energies when we were children, and now you can see that they were low vibrational, and there's no need to carry that around with you anymore.
you know what,
Absolutely.
Carol,
Absolutely.
Realm. To me, the word that came to me is art. We are all artists. We are all
Mm,
creating sculptures or whatever, however we present what we create. It's just piggybacking on what you're saying, Carol, how amazing it is that we as beings are able to even create anything, even
Including
rocks create,
ourselves.
including ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's some we just don't recognize that we're all artists, maybe, and it's okay. Um, I'm looking at my grandson's little picture with the S backwards because he couldn't make the S, but it's art and it's little what the rainbow looks like to him, and another kid can draw the same thing, and you'll judge it and say his is very primitive and that one is really elaborately and beautiful, but they're still creations and they're still showing the same thing, and it's all beautiful. It's amazing that they could even do that,
Right.
that we're able to do
Exactly.
that.
And each one of those children chose how they wanted to create that picture. You see, that's the thing. Each person chooses. Greta's always giving that thing about the two children who go to third grade. One child goes to fourth grade, the other child stays in third grade. And, she usually asks, well, what do you feel about the person who stayed in third grade? And a lot of times people talk about failure. We've had a whole podcast on that you cannot fail.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the biggest illusions going. You cannot ever fail. Because at every moment, you are creating your reality. So the child who did not go to fourth grade was very successful. Very successful because he chose or she chose to repeat third grade.
Third grade. Mm.
That was their choice. So they're successful at their choice.
And the person that lives on the street is successful at creating to live on the street.
Absolutely. There's no failure at all, really. It's impossible.
Just that we use judgment. We use the judgment.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. And the judgment also does something that is so challenging when you deal with unconditional love of self and others. And that is separation. Some people, we've noticed that some people say that they are in the fifth dimension because they're so spiritual. And then some people say, I'm on the 10th dimension. And everybody goes, ooh, you see. 10th dimension.
And you're looking right at them. So you have to be right there with them.
And so those people on the 10th, those people on the 5th, those people on the 6th, oh, I'm more spiritual than somebody who's on the 3rd. Well, whoop-de-doo, surprise.
or your IQ. The IQ is 988.
Right.
But you still make you still choose to loop in the same challenge. You're so smart. Okay.
Absolutely. So life is life. And it is supported at all times by creation of reality. And our suggestion for this new year is not only to embrace your greatness, but understand that everybody is great. Everybody is successful because there can be no failure. Those people that have gone to prison in some way or another have been very successful in going to prison. That is what they created, and that is what they successfully are experiencing.
And
For whatever reason.
even more talented if they keep going back.
Yes.
And just as talented if they only go in once.
Absolutely. And seeing everybody's chosen. See, the blame means that you don't know what the other person has chosen for their lessons. Sometimes a person may not even know what their lessons are, let alone what somebody else's lessons are.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And that also means we shouldn't compare ourselves or compare anyone else.
You don't need to. There's no need.
Right.
There's no need. The only way you could do that is to go back to the incarnate stage and find out, well, what lesson do you have? But the only person that you can influence or have anything to do with is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only person you can be responsible for. Even your own children are creating their reality. You see, your own children are doing that. So it's to love you. That's the primary thing. The primary thing. And what was that second line in that quote we gave you?
Regenerate your spirit.
Yes. Come out of murk or mire. Regenerate. Know you are great. Know you are wonderful. Know that. Know that you are great. Know that you are wonderful. It's the regeneration of your spirit, the greatness of who you are. Each one of you is great. Now, your personalities, there are some personalities that some of you don't want to be bothered with. Well, then, if that's the case, don't be bothered with them. You see? And that's okay. We want you to love unconditionally. But we're not saying for you that you have to like that person or like the behavior of that person. But everybody, there's going to be a group that's going to say they like that person. And there's going to be a group that says, I don't like that person. Then there's going to be a group that they're just neutral. They don't care. Or they're neutral because they don't want to be getting into other challenges by way of emotionally attaching themselves. So there's so many ways of dealing with this thing you call life. There is so much to it, so much to learn about what you call life, that it can be an endless journey. It will seem like that. As you go through it, it can seem as though some people say, when will this end?
Hopefully never.
Well, it never ends. How can it end?
It can.
There can't be an end because we are great, infinite beings. We just don't think that we're infinite beings. We usually tell people you're the force, but some people would look at that as going, oh, blasphemy.
Yeah.
But
it's funny, Realm, because I just said to Greta not that long ago that the more I'm learning, the more I'm realizing how much I don't know, how much I still need to learn. I sometimes
realize, let me say something. We know that we are the realm of beings. We know that one of our tasks is to assist humankind in understanding its greatness. That is one of our goals. So, but I want to say to you, as part of the realm and as the realm of beings, that we also are learning. You see, everything is learning. Everything. We have lessons just like you do. Our lessons may be different, but nonetheless, they are lessons. So everything that is in existence is living. A rock is living. It appears to you like it's dead, but it isn't. It's living. It has lessons as well. Can you imagine? A simple rock has lessons. Anything that is present in this reality is in the experience of learning. But learning different things because we're different individuals, we're different types of individuals, you see. But we all have lessons. There is no one in this reality, be that they are ethereal like we are, or physical like you are. There is no one in this existence that is not learning.
That's great. On that note, Realm, we're going to ask if you would bring Gretta back. We're going to ask Kathleen if she would mind telling us what we could look forward to next week.
Yep, shake, rattle, and roll. Shake off the old ways, roll up your sleeves, and get ready for the ride into change, producing a new you who is confident, filled with self-love, and abounding in opulent prosperity.
Oh, I like that one. I can't wait till next week. Well, I'd like to thank the Realm, Dr. Gretta, Kathleen, Transformation Network. Most importantly, listeners, we'd like to thank you for joining us, listeners and viewers. And until we create each other again, have a very happy, healthy new year.
Once again, thanks for joining us at Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings on TransformationTalkRadio.com. As you have explored today's creation of reality experience with the Realm and me, Gretta, each of you is being supported by us in further developing the understanding that you are not just an individual existing in linear time and space, but a multi-dimensional force of infinite possibilities who is connected to all. So begin to create the realities you want. Join us every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Shifting Impressions at TransformationTalkRadio.com. So long until we create each other again next Friday.